What's up? What's happening? All my child-free family. It is your auntie, your sister, your friend, TeraChantelle in the building, in the place to be. We are in Tennessee, baby. Let me show you the view. You see the mountains? You see it? You see it? You see what's happening? You see what's going down? This is what being child-free gets you. You get to travel, you get to live, you get to enjoy your freedom, baby. And that's what I want to talk about, is how people have kids for very selfish reasons. They want to call us selfish. They want to call us this and that because we don't want no kids. Because we are aware of the self. We are conscious of the self. We actually are in reality of this lifestyle. A lot of people live in the Lululand, they be delirious, they be in denial, and they be dumb in love, and they do not be in reality when they having these children. So they get shocked, they get confused when the kid pop out and give them a rude awakening, okay? They give them a run for their money because they wasn't expecting this. They had a certain type of expectation for this lifestyle. They had a certain type of illusion for parenthood. They don't know it is the trenches. They didn't know it was ghetto. They thought the baby was actually gonna listen to them. They thought the toddler was actually gonna listen to them. They thought the teenager was actually gonna listen to them. Would you? Look at that. Ain't that funny? That is hilarious when you really think about it, because kids are their own self. They are their own individuals. But you thinking that you can control another person? Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Your thoughts. And this is why most people have kids for very selfish reasons. They have kids because they need help with that rent money. Okay, you're going to go half on this rent because guess what? You living in this house and I'm providing you this apartment roof. I'm providing you a roof, a shelter, so you're going to put in half. Yeah, they need help with that. That's why they having kids. They needed a personal babysitter, so they have kids, so they just keep popping out kids because you gonna watch these kids, because who else gonna do it? You gonna do it. So then the oldest usually has the parental instincts early on and never had a childhood because mama just gave them all their brothers and sisters and they had to look after them, right? But then you have people that have kids because they needed a purpose. They needed something to do because they have nothing else better to do. Look, I can find some shit to do. I'm in Tennessee. You mean to tell me you don't got nothing else better to do? Y'all be that bored with your life. Y'all be like, you know what? Might as well have a kid. I will never be that bored to have no kids, okay? I can write a book, I can color, I can ground myself, I can meditate. It's so many things I can find to do instead of having a kid, okay? A lot of people have kids out of boredom. They have nothing else to do. They have nothing else going on for themselves. So they say, hey, let me have a kid. They have a kid because they needed purpose. A kid helps them and motivates them to get up and go to work in the morning because they couldn't get up and go to work in the morning without the kid. They couldn't motivate themselves to get up every day without the kid. They needed a kid to give them unconditional love because they couldn't give it to themselves. They couldn't look themselves in the mirror and tell themselves how beautiful they are, how charismatic they are. They needed a kid to remind them of who they are. So they needed a kid for that unconditional love. They wanted a kid because they wanted to see what the kid was going to look like. Okay, they was like, you know what? Let me see if we mix genes together, what's that's going to hit for? What that's going to look like? What's that's going to look like? Yeah, so they had kids out of a social experiment. They have kids to project their fears onto them. They have kids to project their fears onto them, to project their dreams onto them because they were afraid of actually doing their dreams, so they needed a kid to do their dreams for them. So people have kids for countless of reasons. To keep a man, they have reasons to be attached themselves to a woman. it's never genuinely about the kid. And the kid suffers from this. They suffer from the trauma. They suffer because you were horny and all you wanted to do was open wide and entertain your sneaky link. The kid suffers because you was a freak and you wanted to entertain freak offs. The kid suffers from that because you wanted a mini me and you wanted a broke best friend. So now the kid about to be broke for the rest of their life because you are teaching them poverty. You're not teaching them emotional intelligence. You're not teaching them financial literacy. You're not teaching them credit card. You're not teaching them debt. You're not teaching them how to budget properly. You're not teaching them liabilities and assets. You're not teaching them nothing. You're just having them there because you're afraid of your own solitude. A lot of people are afraid of being alone, so they have kids because they don't want to be alone. They don't want to die alone, so they want the kid to hold their hand while they exit up out of here. They want a kid to be their professional ass wiper. They want a kid to be their nurse. They want a kid to be there for them at their old age because they're like, who is going to take care of you when you're old? Guess what? My money will. Okay? It's not guaranteed when you have kids. Kids might not even like you. Your kid might not even like you. And they might resent you because they're on to your shenanigans. They're on to you. They realize you just had them because you needed a safety net. You just had them because you wanted a nurse. You just had them because your ass didn't want to go to a nursing home. Ain't nothing wrong with the nursing home. Ain't nothing wrong with the nursing home. Have kids because they have an illusion. They want a little family and they want to take pictures for Instagram and they want to have this aesthetically pleasing lifestyle and they want to sell this image for other people. They're not intentionally having kids for any other reason but the ego. Narcissistic reasons, for selfish reasons, for reasons that most people can't even fathom. But ask people, why are you having a kid? Why are you having a kid? And they're going to list all the selfish reasons why they're going to have a kid. It's going to say, I want this, I want that, I want a legacy. And that is ego. Ego. You're not having a kid because you know what? I want a better society. It's already kids in the foster home looking for a parental figure. Why do you have to put your body through pregnancy? Why do you have to go through the whole physical act? Why do you have to go through so much if you really wanted to help the children? Y'all don't want to help the children. Y'all want to help yourselves. Y'all want to benefit yourselves. Y'all want to act like you're doing something for society. You act like you want to be belonged. You want meaning in your life. You want something to do. But in reality, a lot of y'all are harming the kids. It has no benefit for the kids. Y'all be like, kids are a blessing, but the parents be a burden to the kids. Okay? You be the burden to the kids. So realize, why are you doing this? Why are you having kids if it's not a beneficial reason for them? If you're not setting them up for success, you're setting them up for failure. You are preying on their downfall. And we don't need none of that. It's your girl, TeraChantelle. I love y'all so much. And I'm going to see you guys on the next one.